now Central Illinois' most accurate forecast with meteorologist Seth Bohnhoff.
Well, the sunshine certainly was a mood booster this week, and especially with the way last week ended with just the cloudy skies and the fog over and over and over. Felt like we were never going to break through, but eventually we did, and we got rewarded here with a very pleasant weekend. Let's look at that satellite radar picture right now. Not too much being picked up on it, as has been the case here all weekend long. Temperatures, though, starting to drop. We're at 45 now in Champaign. It is 46 out in Taylorville and 46 degrees currently in Effingham. Winds are on the lighter side of things, readings just around 5 miles an hour or so. As long as we have the clear skies, as long as we have those light winds, that usually allows those temperatures to fall pretty quickly. Also allows some fog to develop as well, and we could see that here in our future later on tonight. Although clouds will increase, maybe that prevents the potential for some fog in some locations. But the idea is, as we look at future track for visibility here, there's going to be some places that see some dense fog again tomorrow morning. In fact, with the way things timed out here, got a notification on my watch that there's a dense fog advisory out here across parts of the area. I don't have that map loaded up here because they hadn't had it issued by the time I walked up here, but this should give you a pretty good idea. Things are going to be maybe just a little tricky to drive around in there tomorrow morning, so just make sure you leave a little early there, and make sure also to keep your headlights on so that way everyone knows where you are at on the road. After that, cloudy skies really take over for a good chunk of the day. Maybe that fog is a little stingy and hangs around into part of the day. Looks like we're going to stay dry during the day until the sun sets. That's when your rain chances really start to increase. We'll look at your rain chances here over the next 48 hours, keeping things very quiet, not just tonight, but into much of the day tomorrow. But then you'll see it around maybe 5 or 6 p.m. That's when some chances start to become a little more common. Best chances are going to be into the overnight hours. And we actually should wrap up most of this before we get too deep into the day on Tuesday. So just a very confined period of time where we'll see some of those rain chances. And that's not the only thing going on with this system. There's actually two different systems moving on through here, kind of acting as one. There's that first one. It's going to be the one responsible for all the showers that we're going to see here into the area. It also has a cold front, but it's really not going to drop our temperatures too much because there's another one right behind it that's going to bring some warm air up before it also passes through. That second one really not set to bring too much in the way of precipitation, but it really will usher in that chillier air that is going to settle in just in time for Thanksgiving. On the bright side, though, despite the chilly air, you see any kind of snow chances staying off to our north for the holiday, so that is something to be thankful for. But with each passing day, with each update, this high temperature on Thanksgiving Day continues to drop. We're all of a sudden at 36 for a high, so certainly one of the chillier Thanksgivings that we've had here over the last several years. And it's not going to be an outlier. It might be the chilliest day in the upcoming week, but there's going to be several days where we're down there into the upper 30s for highs as we move forward in time. Now, we might make it back up to the 40s this weekend, and that is critical to know because there's another system that could arrive next weekend, and there is the chance for maybe a little winter weather with that. But notice these high temperatures, 40-some degrees. It's not going to be a pure snowfall regardless of how it shakes out. There is going to be lots of rain mixed in with that as well. So that's going to factor into things, but also plenty can change by the time we get to next week. And so we'll take things one system at a time, starting with tomorrow night. And those chilly temperatures, 36 for Thanksgiving. That is quite chilly, Will, objectively chilly.
Sounds like the typical fall roller coaster here.
Yes, that's absolutely what it is. And now we've kind of hit the bottom of the roller coaster.
Yeah, what goes up must come down.
Exactly.
All right, thanks, Seth. Well.